No, you read like I do, you know, an hour, 2 hours a day of all the marketing blogs, the mainstream stuff, the big news. There's kind of a quiet buzz going on out there. And since talking with everybody, we kind of hear there's generally three camps right now. There's the people that think we're just getting a good start on search. Then the people that think, well, we're fairly mature, but there's a long way to go. And then there's kind of a growing chorus of people who think that search has peaked and that it's all downhill and in-house from here. What's your take on the lay of the land?
So, well, search, the need for guidance in the search space will always be needed as long as web developers are creating sites that don't make it easy for search engines, whatever form they may take, to understand and categorize and sort that information. There will always be a need for someone who does specialize in that as an advocate, so to speak, for the client to help them make it through that. I also think that even there's companies, for example, I'm involved with the Search Engine Marketing Council, as is Detlef and Heather, for the Direct Marketing Association. And we have these calls with a lot of in-house marketers and ask them, how many of you are retaining search agencies? What are you doing? Are you keeping it all in-house? Or, you know, are you going outside at all? And it was interesting, a lot of them said, well, we're doing a lot of the grunt work in-house, but we're maintaining relationships with outside agencies at a strategic level. And I think if anything changes, I think that's the trend. I think if anything, that there are a lot of commoditized sorts of skills, like keyword research, copywriting, and that sort of stuff, that will be and is being brought in-house. But on a strategic level, I think agencies that are able to provide strategic guidance will still do quite well. And we work with a couple of Fortune 20 companies, and I know that they are very interested. In fact, they engage us in a large part for our testing that we do, so we can give them insight as to what's coming down the road in advance. And I think a lot of search agencies do that, but in particular, I think a lot of large organizations are looking for reliable information. And sometimes it's just to confirm what they already know. You know, they just want to hear it from another source. So I guess that's my take on the future of search. I think search is always going to be here in one form or another, and there will always be a need for a guide.
Excellent. What's your background before you got into search marketing?
Well, I was born, worked in the circus and picked rocks in the plains of North Dakota. Actually, the picking rocks thing is true. No, I grew up in a small town in Minnesota and went in the Army after high school to pay for college. Worked at a direct marketing company, doing various things. Training, corporate training actually was one of them, sales training and so forth. But then I got a real job doing sales, outside sales and whatnot. And sales just got a little tiring for me. There's travel. Landed in '96 at an internet company. And a friend of a friend owned it or something like that. And initially I was selling, but I started teaching myself how to do some web development, really basic stuff. And they were selling templated websites, and people started asking for more functionality. So I would sneak into my supervisor's office during lunch to learn front page and actually make sites. So they were selling sites for hundreds of dollars. I started selling sites for thousands of dollars, and they let me run with it. And we built a lot of sites, and people asked, well, okay, we have a site. How are people going to find it? And that's where the search stuff came into play. So in 2001, after building up that side of the business, custom web dev, search and whatnot, to 70% of revenue, I decided maybe it'd be a good idea to go do this for myself instead of for someone else. And in 2001, founded TopRank.
Excellent. You've been doing quite a bit with video lately. How do you feel the future of video is?
Video micro content is awesome. I think really long videos might have a place, but I think it's really fun with these short attention spans that seem to, you know, be the way of consuming information for the up and coming generation. Video is awesome. You can get, if you have people telling stories, you can get complex ideas across in a very short period of time, unlike text, or different than text, I should say. And like I said before, I think that the more media formats you have available for people, for them to consume information, the better you might better job you might do at reaching your intended audience. So we do videos. I use a very basic camera and shoot videos at search engine conferences of various people that I run into, or it just comes across as, hey, let's do a video. In fact, you did one with me, or, I think,
and you ranked for my name for months.
Like, oh, you did too. Yeah. Well, okay, you're right. That does happen, actually. Yeah. So we actually do a lot of text interviews and the videos. So I think people can spend a minute or 2 minutes looking at a quick video interview, and they respond well to it.
As you say, it's just how people want to consume the information, you know, whether it's podcast, video, or read it. So,
exactly.
Speaking of micro content, we are out of time. I appreciate you taking the time,
great.
Lee.
Thanks a lot.
Good talking to you today.
Thank you.
You bet.